Namaskar. This is Seshu Chira from Hamsika Academy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time you are watching the video, let it suit to them. Now, in the previous class, we discussed about grade 9 South Africa's struggle against apartheid. So, in this video, we'll discuss about towards the new constitution in grade 9 South Africa struggle. Let me share my screen. So, towards the new constitution, you can see from the left hand side, as the protests and the struggles have increased against the apartheid, the government realized that they could no longer control like this the blacks. So when they decided like this, they decided that the white regime has to change its policies. That is the first step it happened. So the discriminatory laws were repealed. The discriminatory laws were removed. The ban on political parties and the restrictions were lifted up. So till the time there was a ban on the political parties, there were restrictions on the media. Even Nelson Mandela was arrested and imprisoned for 28 years on the charges of treason, which we learned in the previous session of the lecture. Now, Nelson Mandela is walking out freely out of the jail after 28 years, which means literally after 28 years, he's walking out. So finally, at mid 26th April 1994, the new national flag of the Republic of South Africa was unfurled, marking the newly born democracy in the world. Till now, South Africa is not a democratic country, but from now it is a democratic country. So this beginning started on 26th of April 1994. The new national flag of the Republic of South Africa gave a chance of changing the government. When it moved from non-democratic to democratic form of government, the apartheid policy came to an end, paving a way to have a multiracial government. So, what is apartheid policy? We all discussed. In the apartheid policy, we learned that they are discriminated based on the color of the skin, so which is not right. So, all these laws were removed, and now we have multiracial people forming the government. So, let us hear to Nelson Mandela, the first president of New South Africa, on his extraordinary transition which happened there. So he gave his first speech as a president. So he told very clearly that the historical enemies succeeded in negotiating transition from apartheid to democracy. Exactly because we are prepared to accept the inherent capacity for the goodness in the other. So he told very clearly that we were successful. The historical enemies, the blacks and the whites, were successfully able to negotiate and come to a conclusion and paved the way for the peaceful transition from apartheid to democracy. This has happened only because we believe that we can look into the goodness of every other individual who is staying with us. So they look into the inherent capacity of goodness in other person. He also expressed that my wish is that South Africans never give up on this belief in the goodness. So South Africans always believe in the goodness and that they cherish the faith in human beings is the cornerstone of our democracy. So let us put it as a main basic stone which holds everything on above that. So I believe and he wishes that the South Africans should never ever give up the belief in goodness that they cherish and would want it to be happen as a cornerstone of South Africa's democracy. So, in this part, we discussed that towards a new constitution, when they agreed and lifted up the bans, the whites realized that they could not control the blacks any longer in this way. So, they repealed all the discriminatory laws, lifted up the sanctions, bans, and now Nelson Mandela walks out freely. So, after 2 years of deep negotiations, detailed discussions, they decided and formed on 26th of April 1994, Republic of South Africa turning into democratic model. On this occasion, Nelson Mandela, the first president of this new South Africa, gave an extraordinary speech about the transition from apartheid to democracy. He only gave a highlighted point that we believed in each other, that we can look into the goodness of each other. And he also wished that South Africans would never give up their belief in the goodness and will make it as their main foundational principle or the cornerstone for them in their democratic setup. That's what we discussed till now. Let us see now, why do we need a constitution? The South Africa example gives us a good way to understand why we need a constitution. Is it easy to trust each other? Can we trust each other easily? The answer is no. Now, why the answer is no is the oppressor and the oppressed in the new democracy were planning to live together as equals. Now, the question comes here is, if you want to live with the one who gave you pain in the same place, same country as equals, we need to understand we as human beings have a psychology of taking revenge easily. That too, when whites have discriminated the native Africans so drastically following the apartheid policy, it is very difficult for the blacks to forgive the whites. And now the blacks and the whites are sitting together and discussing how to live equally. That's why the question comes, it is not easy to trust each other. So it was not going to be easy for them to trust each other. They had their own fears. What are the fears that they had? The black majority was keen to ensure the democratic principles of the majority rule was not compromised. So the blacks want to make sure that the policy of majority rule in democracy has to be accepted. Of course, in democracy, the rule of the majority. And they also wanted to have social and economic rights, substantial social and economic rights. They don't want any discrimination basing on the color of their skin. So the white minorities were keen. So these are the problems of the blacks, what we discussed till now. Now let us move to the whites' problems. The white minorities were keen about the protected of their privileges and property. What about us, our privileges and our properties? After long negotiations, both the parties agreed to a compromise. What was the compromise? That the whites agreed for the principle of majority rule and that of one person, one vote. So the whites agreed that they will respect the majority rule and also one person, one value voting rule. Then what happened next? Then, as they agreed and accepted certain basic rights for the poor and the workers, the blacks agreed that majority rule would not be absolute. Now, once the whites agreed that we are okay with the blacks having the majority rule, one person, one value, vote, they are ready to give up their powers. Immediately, the blacks gave a promise that they will not be ruling absolutely. They agreed that the majority would not take away the property of the white minority. Yes, though you are in minority, we will safeguard you. We will protect you. So, the only way to build trust among these people, the blacks and the whites, is to sit down in a situation and write down some rules of the game. So let us sit down and write the rules of the game which everybody will abide by. Everybody has to follow them. So once they decided, they have to follow them and they have to agree for that. So every country has a diverse group of people. Let us say in India, we have multi-religious people, multicultural people, multi-languages people. So their relationships may not have been so bad as that of whites and the blacks in South Africa. The relationships were not so bitter when compared to the South Africans, blacks and whites. They also agreed that these rules will be supreme, that no government will be able to ignore these basic rules. So basically, the constitution is the rule book. The rules are given in the constitution which are final and which are applicable to every citizen of the country. So these rights and rules are decided by the people and they are kept in the constitution. So you cannot change them, nor the government nor anybody else cannot ignore these rules or change these rules. So through this, we discussed about the need for the constitution, how the compromise was worked out, how did Nelson Mandela appealed to the blacks to look at good in everybody so that they can live peacefully and happily and have a new beginning after 26th April 1994. That's all we have in this session. Stay tuned. Please do consider subscription. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.